There's a new push towards the possibility of legalizing psychedelics out of the state legislature. If fully approved, the bill would open the doors to funding and research for the use of psychedelic mushrooms in certain medical settings. Jen Wall joining us live. Jen, you talked to a local business that hopes to become one of the research sites for this.
Yeah, good morning to you, Scott. So Day Trip Health and Wellness out of Phoenix does ketamine-assisted therapy right now. That's another form of using a psychedelic to help with things like PTSD and anxiety. Now they're hoping to add psilocybin to their practice.
When David Romanelli's young daughter got leukemia, his life took a tough turn.
It was very traumatic, as it would be for any parent. I was always stressed, worried. Any little thing was a trigger.
The triggers ultimately leading him to ketamine psychedelic therapy.
Disrupts the stories in your head, the worries that you endure every day, kind of lifts the burden.
Day Trip Medical Director Aona Olson says the ketamine-assisted therapy lasts about 3 hours with a guide there for support.
Opportunity with this neuroplasticity that the medication gives to kind of allow for these new neural pathways, this new behaviors.
Olson says they've seen so much success with ketamine therapy, they hope to become a psilocybin research site at the center of a bipartisan bill out of the Arizona State Capitol.
There's a lot of research being done on it already, but let's do it here in Arizona as well.
Psilocybin is found in magic mushrooms. Bipartisan HB 2486 is aiming to give $30 million in grants to study psilocybin's effects on medical conditions like depression, addiction, anxiety, PTSD, and more.
It's still in the legislative process.
Local attorney Jeff Topple says the research would be regulated through the federal government and the bill would just provide the funding.
At this early stage, and again, at this point, it's just research, but the thought is it's really going to be limited to these groups that need it, and there won't be a concern that more widespread use.
The House Military Affairs and Public Safety Committees approving the bill unanimously, 15-0, as it makes its way through the legislature.
Not only was that extraordinary, that result, but in voting on the bill, several of the representatives really were emphatic about their support for the bill.
If officially passed, the bill aims to focus psilocybin research on veterans, first responders, frontline healthcare workers, and people from underserved communities.
And Day Trip's medical director tells me psilocybin, the psychedelic at the face of this bill here, is a longer journey when you're on the medication. So it ramps up to using between 4 and 8 hours. And coming up in the next hour, we're going to show what the experts are saying the process is like when you're using psilocybin compared with ketamine. For now, live in the studio, Jen Wall, 12 News Today in AC.